Alright, what is up guys? It is your boy President Q from 2K Central hitting you guys with a brand new video. This one is the small forward edition, and would you believe it or not, we actually have 22 teams to go through. So if it sounds like I'm speeding through, well, it's cause I got 22. Yo, that's bars right there, what the heck? But seriously, we went through point guards, we went through centers, now it's time to start getting to the small forward position, one of the most versatile positions, and with all these teams that I pick, you will be able to play any archetype, so you don't have to worry about your playstyle too much. You just have to worry about how you gonna get them buckets. Now, let's go ahead and get to it. For the first team, I picked the Spurs. You should be able to fit in easily with Aldridge and of course DeRozan this year, and even Murray. And I believe this will be a pretty fun team to play with, especially since you're gonna be coached by Popovich. Next up, I picked the Brooklyn Nets. You'll be playing beside Spencer Dinwiddie, of course D'Angelo Russell, upcoming playmakers in the NBA, and you might even be able to lead them to the playoffs. I think that's pretty much the farthest they're gonna get. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry, Brooklyn Nets fans. Next up, we got the 76ers playing with Simmons, Embiid, and maybe Markelle Fultz. You'll basically be taking Covington's spot. I mean, 3-and-D players are probably some of the most valuable players in the NBA right now, if not the most valuable kind of player that you want on your team. And if you pick a 3-and-D guy, you might be able to bring the 76ers to a championship and dethrone the Warriors. Next up, the New York Knicks. You'll be playing aside Tim Hardaway Jr. and of course Porzingis. And let's face it, New York is definitely not a bad place to be playing at. You can turn them into a number 2, 3, or even 4 seed if you're playing on Hall of Fame, that is. If you're playing on one of the easier difficulties, you can win a championship with this team. Next up, the Cleveland Cavaliers. You'll be playing aside Kevin Love and of course the new rookie, Colin Sexton. Plenty of shooting around you. Maybe you can add to it with your shooting, or maybe you could just become the next LeBron. Next up, the Pistons. This is almost a perfect fit for any up-and-coming small forwards. You'll be playing aside Blake Griffin, Andre Drummond, and of course Reggie Jackson. I had a friend who played on Detroit last year and they were pretty good. Now that they got Blake Griffin, they should be even better with the elite small forward. Next up, we got the Pacers. I mean, you'll only be adding and not taking away from people like Oladipo and Miles Turner. Definitely a team I would love to play with if I was a small forward, and definitely one you should have on your list. The Milwaukee Bucks. I know you're thinking, wait, what about Giannis? Well, Giannis can also play the 4 position. In fact, people like him, Durant, and LeBron have been playing the 4 position all last year for most of the time. And you'll also have Chris Middleton on the wing with you, shooting them deep threes like always. Next up, you'll be able to play with the Miami Heat, and of course you'll be paired up with Dragic, and you'll also have Whiteside in the front court with you, so you're going to be able to add some more defense. Next up, the Atlanta Hawks. You'll be able to play with Trae Young, be that small forward that they desperately need for the Atlanta Hawks. Charlotte Hornets, and of course Kemba Walker. You'll be paired up with him. You can become the next D Wade and LeBron James. Actually, I think Kemba Walker would be way older, but you know, it'll be pretty fun playing with a guy like that. I don't know how far you'll get. You'll definitely get to the playoffs if you're an elite. It's definitely a coin toss. Next up, we got the Orlando Magic with Nikola Vucevic and of course my man Aaron Gordon, the high flyer. Next up, shout out to my man Otto Porter Jr., but you gotta go. I'm talking about the Washington Wizards. You'll be there with my man Bradley Beal and of course John Wall and Dwight Howard. Man, this is a team if you're a small forward. Definitely will be able to dominate depending on if you're a scoring build. They will help you out. If you're a point forward, I wouldn't really recommend this team. There's only one ball, and there's going to be a lot of ball handlers in this starting lineup. Next up, the Portland Trail Blazers. Much like being paired up with John Wall and Bradley Beal, I wouldn't really recommend it too much if you're going to be a small forward, but they desperately need a small forward. And getting paired up with Lillard and McCollum probably won't be as bad as you think, especially if you were a scoring build or even a defensive build. Definitely a defensive build. Next up, the young up-and-coming Denver Nuggets. You'll be paired up with Gary Harris, Jamal Murray, Jokic, and of course Paul Millsap. This is a squad for you out west. You'll definitely be able to get to the second round with this team. Now, beating out teams like the Thunder and the Warriors, I'm not so sure, but you guys will definitely eclipse them by your year 2. Next up, we got the Utah Jazz, and much like I said in the point guard video, who wouldn't want to have Donovan Mitchell on their wing, and also Rudy Gobert down low. Now we have the LA Clippers. I mean, there's not too much here. You got Patrick Beverly for some perimeter defense, and you also got Tobias Harris, and you could probably add some more scoring to this mix. Another one like the point guards, the Phoenix Suns. You'll be there with DeAndre Ayton and of course, my man Devin Booker. You'll be taking Trevor Ariza's spot, or maybe you can move him to the 4. Either way, this will be a deadly trio. Next up, this is another perfect fit for small forwards, the Dallas Mavericks. You'll be taking elite small forward Harrison Barnes' spot, but also you'll be playing with the likes of Luka Doncic, Dennis Smith Jr., Dirk, and of course DeAndre Jordan. So this is definitely a perfect fit for any up and coming small forwards also. Next up, the Memphis Grizzlies. I mean, I wouldn't really recommend it unless you're a Grizzlies fan. You get Mike Conley on the perimeter, and of course you get Marc Gasol down below. And finally, we're going to end off with a team who's been needing a small forward for years. We're talking about the New Orleans Pelicans. You'll be playing with what I believe to be a top 5 player in Anthony Davis, and also another top 25 player in Jrue Holiday. Don't at me. Now let me know what you guys think down below. Are there any teams that I missed? You think I got some of the teams wrong? Let me know down below. Also, don't forget to hit that like button if you guys enjoyed or you got something out of it, because you already know 2K Central is your best place to find anything and everything 2K. And I will talk to you guys later. This has been your President Q. Next up, we'll either have shooting guards or power forwards. Let me know down below what you guys want. And I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.